Well, hello there, friends. An amazing dessert today. I made a pecan pie, a pumpkin pie, and a cheesecake all together. This is the dessert I created. It's absolutely amazing. It's got all the flavoring you have on a normal pumpkin pie with a little pecan crust, and it's got all the creaminess of the most moist and delicious cheesecake. This is it right there, friends. I know you're gonna love it. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to ring the bell. I'm glad you're here. Stay tuned. We're making it right now. Okay, friends, well, the first thing we have to do is prepare the molds. And so I got a spring foam mold here. You know, and they're really good quality. You got to buy one that's leak-proof. So, if you notice the bottom of it right here, friends, see the bottom, there's this where the mold is going to be, and then there's this. I want this size right here. So how do you do it? Difficult. So what you do, you close your mold, and then you take a pencil, and you cut, and you got exactly a circle to go on the inside. Then you measure what that is, the height of it, and you go about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, maybe 1.5 inches, you know, about that much higher, because your cheesecake is going to rise a little bit, and then it's going to hold it nice and perfect. Okay, so, and I hope I'm explaining myself correctly. So the circle, we got it. So now then I got the band that is going to go around it, and I got the circle already cut. I can put my mold back, close it, and now I got my piece of paper. Before I put my piece of paper, I'm going to put a little bit of non-stick spray. Before I put the paper, and after I put the paper, you'll see. Right? Just a little bit of the spray. You know, everybody says the spray is bad. It's 100% oil. There's no artificial preservative, flavoring, or anything in there. It's just oil. That's all it is. A lot of them just have coconut oil. There's nothing wrong with it. So here we go. Right? Now the paper holds. And now what we want to do is put a little bit on the side. And you can put a little bit on the paper also. Why on the side? Because now you're going to take the band, then you just cut, my friends. You see, look. Right there. Boom, 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 boom. And boom. Okay, so now the length of my paper was not big enough to do that, so I had to put a bandage. And I have a little piece right there. Then I'm going to put right there. And boom, I got my piece right there. Okay, so you see, not complicated. Prepare this. Boom. Don't be afraid to put a little bit of a non-stick on the paper, and it'll make it easier to take it out. Okay, now that this is done, we're going to go in here, friends, and we're going to make the crust. So I got 5 ounces of Graham cookies. You can buy them with the honey in it, or whatever it is you want to do. I got about 8 ounces of, I'm sorry, this is 10 ounces. 10 ounces of pecan. And I got about 3 ounces of melted butter. So we're going to ring that up. We're going to round this up. And then we're going to put the 3 ounces of melted butter. And we're also going to put 3 tablespoons of sugar. You can put as much or as little sugar as you wish. I don't want my crust to be too sweet. It's really up to you, my friends. You put as much, the sugars are sweet already. So what's gonna happen, what we're looking for here, friends, is the crumbs to stick. What happens is the nuts are gonna release their oil, and it's gonna stick to it there. It's almost there, like wet sand, but very wet sand. That's what we're looking for. Very wet sand, okay? So, there you go. Very wet sand. That's the formula we're looking for. I may have to, I'll show you. I may have to mix this up a little bit. There you go, see? I'm looking for wetter sand than this, so I'm going to process the nuts a little more, and they're going to release more oil. That's the secret. The nuts have to release the oil. Normally, the nuts release the oil. Oh, by the way, friends, keep the nuts in your freezer. Keep your nuts in the freezer, otherwise they get rancid. Have you ever had a rancid nut? Let me tell you. I've had them. You leave them at room temperature, they get all rancid. You keep them in the freezer. They stay for years in there. And, I kind of like to eat them when they're out of the freezer, too. They're nice and crunchy. They're frozen, that's why. Okay, look. We're getting there. See, look. See, it's getting wet. That's what you want. That's what you want, friends. That's what you want. You want it to be like starting to stick to each other. What do we got? Let me see what you got here. You see, it's getting wetter. It's getting wetter. I want to try to avoid to put butter. Believe me, I love the butter as the next guy. It may be more. But it's not necessary because, like I said, the oil, natural oil of the nuts gives you a really, you watch. We're going to get it. It takes a little long time, but we got time. We got nothing but time, my friend. See, look. You see how nice it is? It's very important. Then it'll be wet, my friends. So when we take the cake out, we take a piece, the crumbs, the crust doesn't fall apart on you, okay? I don't know why I needed all this, but I'm good. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got, my friends. Let's see if we're wet. Yes, we are wet, you see? Right there? Okay, so now what do? Now we have a prepared mold. We take a crust and we put it in there. And you see? Yeah, it's definitely wet. See, look. This is what we want right there, my friends. You see? Oh, I didn't tell Jack that I was moving in. You good over there with the camera? Oh, yes. He's got it under control. See, look. Okay, so you see, nice and wet, okay? Remember, wet sand, very wet sand. Okay, so now what do? Easy, you watch. Make sure you spread it out as nice as you can, right? That's the best way to make microcrumb. I like to do it this way. I use that same technique in all my cheesecake. I find it is fantastic. And then what we do, friends, we take a meat pounder. First, we're gentle. We want to be gentle because you don't want it to stick too much to it. And look at this. Now you really want to pound it, my friends. You really want to pound it, okay, friends? Look. And it should stick to it almost, and it does a little bit. You see? Now you got a beautiful crust, my friends. Made a lot of noise. But you got the idea, okay, friends? So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the side. See right there? Clean up the side. Make sure the side doesn't have any nuts. It's important when you cut a slice at the end. If your side, I've nutty. Side are nutty, mama mia. People sign into our channel the first time are going to get, these guys are nuts. That's okay. We're having fun. That's the whole idea. I always say, if you're cooking and you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. You're messing it up. You're not doing it right. You know, it's like you go play golf and you're not having fun. You're not doing it right. You're supposed to have fun. My friends, I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it in the freezer, okay, for an hour or so. And then I'm going to set up everything. And then when I come back, I'll make the cheesecake and show you how to make the perfect cheesecake. Be back in a minute. Okay, friends, I got all the ingredients ready. I already started whipping. I got 2 pounds of cream cheese. And to get it soft, so I took it out at least 4 hours ago. So it's nice and soft. And we're going to put the ingredients in there. And we're going to do gently. So 2 pounds of cream cheese. I got 6 eggs. I got a cup of pumpkin, canned pumpkin. If you have a good brand, this is delicious. A cup of sour cream, a cup of light brown sugar, a half a cup of dark brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and for spices, I'm using this a pumpkin pie spice. It's got everything you need in there. I mean, you can certainly make it and play with it. You know, it's got the cinnamon, the ginger, the nutmeg, the allspice, and the mace, and the cloves, and you got everything you need in there. So I put 2 teaspoons in there, How much you put in, it's up to you, my friends. I kind of like, this is already enough. I kind of like to leave my spices in the background, you know, otherwise it's just too much. Oh, did I tell you this is 7 ounces of condensed milk, sweet condensed milk. It's delicious. It's gonna give it a good holiday deal to the cake. So let's put the sour cream in there, and want to put that in there, and then we're gonna put the condensed milk, and the amount of sugar you put in, my friend. I don't really like my cakes to be too sweet, so I have tendency of putting not a lot of sugar, but it's really up to you how much sugar you put in. Yeah, some people like it very sweet, some people don't like it very sweet. So we're gonna start mixing all this, and also I have 4 ounces of melted butter, and I'm gonna put that in right now because that's gonna help me mix all this up. And then we're gonna do it slowly, yeah? As I started doing it, mix it nice and slowly. And then we're also going to add our sugar. And also I have some amaretto liquor. You don't have to put it in there if you don't want to, but it is delicious. I'm gonna put a little bit in there, my friend. I always like to put a little bit of booze in my cheesecakes. Sometimes I put orange Grand Marnier in them, or you know, you can have fun with this. Just a little bit. You don't need to put a lot. And then we're gonna put our sugar. And then we're gonna put our eggs. We got everything else in there, you see. We're gonna mix it up pretty good. And I forgot to get my mold out of the freezer. It's a 2-door freezer, it's in there. If you don't mind, please. Look, it's mixing up beautiful. And then what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go very slowly, and I'm gonna add 1 egg at a time, or 2 eggs at a time. Normally 1 at a time is best, so they have time to incorporate it instead of all staying in the same place, you see? So we're gonna go in there and boom, 1 more egg. Oh, I guess it's 2 at a time. They're going in 2 at a time, friends. So here we have it. Right there. Here you go, 1 at a time. I got salt, I got sugar, I got everything I need here, my friends. All I'm gonna do is remove all my stuff out of the way while it's continue mixing, and then I'm going to check, because I bet some of the cheese is stuck on the side of the. Not too bad, but a little bit. See, we gotta get rid of it. We gotta mix it all up in there, my friends, and mix it pretty well. It's easy to mix it, you see. And then we're gonna check it to make sure it's good. And you see, and then we're gonna put it in a mold. All right. I think we're pretty good. Now remember, keep your mold in the freezer. It'll make it easier. And let's see what we got here, friends. Take the bowls right there. And let me take these out of the way. Made a mess everywhere. Let me take it out of there, friends. There we go. Let's see what we have here. Let's mix it all up. Make sure there's no cream cheese stuck on the side. Mix it all up. And it's okay if there's a few pieces that have not blended well. It's perfectly fine. It's gonna find its way as the cake bakes, you see. And all right, my friends, let's see what we have. We're gonna test it. Make sure it's all okay. That's the secret. We gotta test it. We're gonna make sure it's all good. If it doesn't taste good here, it's not going to taste good if it's cooked. Meaning, if it doesn't have enough sugar, if you got too much, nothing we can do. Oh wow, wow! Wait until you test this, my friends. You can rub this all over your body. Forget about baking it. It's delicious, friends. I got one more thing to do to get ready. I'm going to show you how I cook the cake in a roasting pan. I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to clean all this up, and then we're going to put the cake and we're going to pop it in the oven. Okay, friends, I just had to set this up. I like to cook it in a water bath. It makes the perfect cheesecake, I promise you. So normally those pans, if you buy a leak-free pan, you don't have to worry about it. But if you have an old cake pan and it's leaking, then if you put it in a water bath, the water is going to get into it, it's going to mix it. So you know what I do? I create a little basket, I don't know what you call it, an aluminum right there, and then I can put my water in the pan, you see, and let me put this first. And then it cooks it in water. I'm telling you, it makes the best cheesecake. I made thousands of cheesecake in the restaurant, and I promise you, friends, this is a fantastic way to do it. So we're going to put that in there, and as you can see, it's filling up the molds. And I'm just going to go on the top of it. Obviously, it made a little extra because I kept adding ingredients in it. And that's why now I have this paper, because it's going to rise a little bit, all right? So now what we're going to do, friends, we're going to take that hot water. It's top hot water. It's not boiling water, right? And I'm going to put it in, and it's going to come about halfway, if that much, in the pan. And then I'm going to put it in my preheated oven, and that's all, my friends. That's all there is to it, and we're going to cook it. I write all the specifications, the details. Sometimes I can't come up with a word. I write all the detail in the printed recipe, friends. You'll have it, how long and all that stuff. So what I like to do, though, also, is I like to pop those air bubbles right there. And so what I do is I take a toothpick right there, or you can take a torch and do it, but it's just as easy. You just take a little toothpick right there, and you just pop your bubbles right there, because you don't want the bubbles right there. All right, and it's very important, friends, to spray the pepper, because as the cake rises, you don't want it to stick on one side of the paper or the mold or the paper, whatever it is you have. With the fact that you put non-stick spray, then it's not, because what happens, cracks are produced by the cake rising unevenly. And here, we're not going to rise unevenly. It's going to be perfectly even. Make sure there's no bubbles. I mean, you can also take a torch and get rid of all the bubbles really quick. But with the parchment paper, I'm good to go. All right, friends, I'm going to put one more bubble and put them in the oven. And I will see you tomorrow, because I am going to make it, and I'm going to take it out. I'm going to refrigerate it. I'm going to show you how I do it. And then I want to show you how I take it out of there. All right? So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. It'll only be a second for you. Okay, friends. Well, it's been 24 hours. It's difficult to keep them off the cheesecake for 24 hours. So, friends, I want to show you what happened when I take it out of the oven. When I take it out of the oven, the first thing I do is leave it the way it is. Leave it in the roasting pan with the water and all that stuff, and leave it there. Don't disturb it. And we took a picture of it to show you when you take it out of the oven, you'd be amazed at how it's like at least a quarter of an inch above the mold, you know, because it's. And so the pepper is extremely important. So you want to make sure you always think of that. The pepper is extremely important, right? So you leave it, then take it out out of the pan. And you may have a little water in there, and if you do, don't worry about it. Just put it on paper towel, soak it all up. Okay, it may be moisture from the cake. It may be a little water got in somehow, but don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. So Then you take it out and then you put it on at room temperature. You take it out of the roasting pan. You put it at room temperature. Leave it there for 3-4 hours. Don't refrigerate it. You want to let all the moisture out. And when it's totally room temperature, you take a bowl like this, a big bowl, stainless steel. Guy just happened to have a glass bowl. Put it on top of it and put it in the fridge. Don't do anything with it. Put it in the fridge. You really have to do this cake 24 hours before. It's easier, all right? So now I'm going to show you how I take it out of the mold because it's a little tricky. And if you do it the right way, it's going to be perfect because you don't want to serve it in that mold. You don't want to cut it in there. You don't want to use the bottom of it. So we open and voila. Now we're going to take the paper out. Where are you? I know it starts, here you go. I know it starts somewhere. So you take the paper out. Look at this beauty. Yeah, look at that. Is that beautiful or what? Take it out, right? So now we want to take it out of there. We want to flip it. You can see if you can take a spatula and good luck. You see there's a little moisture in there? So what I like to do, there's a little moisture, I just take a couple of paper towel and I grab some of that moisture here. See, it's all the little details that are not that big of a deal if you don't do it, but why not? Why not do it? You know, it makes your life easier, you see? It makes your life easier and it's not that big of a deal, you see? See, right there? Okay, so it's a little dry, right? There's a little moisture. And it wouldn't really matter that much, but it could. You know, I like to do everything as perfectly as we can. So now we want to flip it and remove it from this mold. So like this. On what? Take a piece of cardboard. This is one of those cake things, you know, cake ring. I don't know what you call them. You can use the metal of a tart pan. You can use anything that's going to be bigger than the bottom. And you know what I do? I spray with a little, very light layer of non-stick spray, like a nothing. If you don't, it's going to remove some of that beautiful crust. Yeah, trust me, I've done it before. Wow, I don't need to do that. So you put it on there, you grab it, and you hold this, and you flip it. So you see now, if you add a little water in there, it could, and you do it slowly. Everything is slowly, okay, slowly. Okay, now look how beautiful that is. That's your bottom of your cake. So now, look at that. Normally you gotta take the paper off, but the paper stayed here, so I don't have to do anything. So now all I gotta do is take a plate, because this is the bottom of it. Like you didn't know. Of course you knew. Look. Put it right on the plate because you're not going to be able to move it, so be careful. Put it right there and look. Oh, mamma mia. Check it out. And look. Gently now. Gently, and guess what? No cake. No cake. Beautiful. So now we have a little moisture in here. That's okay because we take another paper towel. We want to be gently. Otherwise you'll remove your crust. See? Just gently. There you go. You see? Beautiful. Voila. You see? No big deal. It's a little detail. Isn't it always in the details? So voila. That's it. We're looking beautiful. All right. One more to make it perfect. It smells amazing. The best part of this for me, I'm going to have a piece. I've been waiting for this. Not just me, though. Everybody's been waiting because it's delicious. All right, so now what do? We're going to decorate it a little bit, okay? So I'm going to put a little whipped cream. So we're going to make it about 12 slices. So I have a whipped cream, then I already have a whipped. I'm just going to make a little rosette, nothing fancy at all, okay? And I'm going to do it right there like this, little rosette. Right? And then I'm going to go exactly across. Right there, exactly across. And then I'm going to put one more here. And then one more here. And then one more here. And then one more here. So far, nothing complicated. And then I got some candied pecan Then we're gonna put it in here. And all of a sudden, we're just making a very simple, no big deal, a dessert look beautiful. And everybody can do this. This is not complicated, my friends, okay? This is the candy peanut pecan. I just put them in a caramel, you know, like when I make my caramel custard, I put them in a caramel for a minute or two, and then I put them on parchment paper and they dry, and voila. We got a beautiful cake. So, friends, I decided I'm going to take a picture of it so I can put it in the thumbnail. I may not use it. So I come back in a second, I'm going to slice a piece of it, okay? But I'm going to take a picture because I think it's beautiful, all right? Okay, we took a picture. Not sure that's the picture we're going to see in the thumbnail, but we'll try it. Friends, the smell of it is amazing. It smells like delicious. So look, friends, I got a pot of hot water, and every time you make a slice, you got to wash the knife if you want to make a nice slice, okay? So those are going to be big slices. I hope my friends appreciate that, because that's going to be a big slices. If I cut it between we may have to make it a little bit more next time, because that looks like a huge slice, but hey, I'd rather give extra than not enough, right? What do you think? Cut, make sure you go all the way in the bottom, and clean the knife. And when I clean the knife, I have a rag right there, a wet rag, and I clean the knife, and I dry it. Every time. Oh yeah, those are big slices. Nobody's gonna complain. Oh, I like your cheesecake, but you're giving me too much. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, that's that big. See? Clean it, and wipe it. And wipe it dry. Every time. I'm excited like a kid. Look at this. Oh boy, let me go back over there, my friends. Look at this. You got me over there with the camera, you good? Look at this. Is that a beauty or is that a beauty? I think it's a beauty. Let me tell you, the smell alone, my friends, that's a big piece. I'm not going to be able to speak if I do that. Wow. I'm telling you, key lime pie had an affair with cheesecake. Not key lime pie, pumpkin pie had an affair with the cheesecake, and that's what we got. And they had a baby. Let me tell you, my friends, I've had plenty of pumpkin pie. They were dry. They were. This is amazing. It gives you all the flavor, all the fragrance of all the right spices and the pumpkin and all that, and the moisture and the creaminess of a cheesecake. This, my friends, is amazing. On a 1 to 10, I'll give it a 12. My friends, I hope you make it. I know it's a little tricky, but pay attention to the details. I promise you that it's all in the detail, and it's not complicated. You can do this. Everybody can do this, okay? I promise you. If you just follow me along the way, do it with me in the video, you can make this, and it's perfect. I will put down, because I didn't tell you the size of it. I also didn't tell you I cook it at 350 for an hour and 45 minutes. I didn't tell you that because I forgot. I'm telling you now. The size of this mold, I don't have it anymore here, but the cake, oh, I do have it? I don't have it anymore. Oh, I have this. I have this. Yeah, it's a 10-inch. It's a 10-inch, 9-inch. A 9-inch cake pan. But you're right, it's a 9-inch cake pan. So, and spring foam, and the height, I guess, is standard. It's a non-stick one. It helps. Even you put parchment paper. Anyway, my friends, you can make it. I hope you do. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to ring the bell. Thanks for watching. You're going to love this. You got to make it, my friends. Wow, this is delicious. I'm going to eat that whole piece. This piece is for me. I thought it was too big. It's not going to be too big. I'm telling you. Look at this thing. Look at it. You put it in your mouth, and it's like, oh, I'm going to die. This is, oh my God. Oh, wow. Some died. Delicious. The best. That's the best. That has to be one of the best cheesecake I ever made. That's all. I'm saying.